Hello, I'm Middle-Aged Dad Plays, and this is part 3 of our Asylum playthrough. I almost said walkthrough, it's definitely not a walkthrough. If you're using this as a walkthrough, it's going to take you a long time. So we spoke to Lenny. I don't think we needed to really at the end of the last video. I think it has something to do with... This is basically what I do, is I finish off playing the game and then start thinking about where we were up to over the course of the evening. The night when I'm trying to sleep. And I realised that once we got the power sorted down here, we didn't actually properly look around. We went into the room opposite, won't we? Because it was pitch black, wasn't it, when we came down here. We had the emergency lights, we had the proper power. We got the proper power working. We couldn't go down there. No, I don't know why I thought I could zoom in with right click. It's only been one night. But now, yep, there we go, the lights are on. This is what I thought. Tools and machinery lay scattered across a construction area, seemingly abandoned in chaos. Walls were cracked, peeling under the weight of the years, and metallic scent of rust mixed with an earthy smell permeated the room. So yeah, this is where we couldn't see further than this little area here, where I don't know what light is actually shining on there, but it was, and that's where we got the wire cutters, everyone's favourite tool. So now we can actually move further into the room, which we couldn't do before. I'm assuming we can't go through there, or maybe we can. We can look that way, we can go that way. Can we get his pickaxe? No. Let's have a look over here on these pipes. I'm assuming they're rusted. I'm assuming we can't do anything with them then. Sorry, that was just a lot of words very, very quickly. Since I started this video, I will calm down. A cart which had seen better days was in the corner of the construction area. There was not much that could be done with this cart. Thank you. I keep forgetting that you can click them more than once, and it gives you a kind of more information. Nothing there. Ooh, a note. Did we read this note? Find out. No, we didn't. 7. Move to the unit system. Sorry for the squeak. Over time, mental hospitals built using the Kirkbride system began to present numerous maintenance and operational problems. Faults in the design led to the unforeseen practical difficulties, and their rigid layouts prohibited efficient expansion. The Kirkbride plan soon became a significant problem in mental health. Since many mental hospitals are state-funded, a combination of budget cuts and high maintenance expenses spelled doom for the principles of the Kirkbride plan. Personnel wages, medications, medical appliances, coal for the boilers, electrical maintenance and sewage services represented but a small fraction of the costs of keeping such large establishments operating. With the general high levels of stress and economic issues also impacting the public in modern society, experts warned of a surge in mental health disorders and an increased need for specialised treatment centres. Thus, the demand for mental hospitals kept growing, even as institutions adhering to the Kirkbride plan, I will say that right at one point, afforded only slow and costly construction. Concern intensified in the field as psychiatrists and medical professionals began to question the theory that architecture played a role in mental health. And so the prestigious Hanwell Mental Institute sought to adapt, as did many other mental hospitals, by undergoing extensive remodelling according to a new design philosophy that came to be known as the unit system. Instead of a single sprawling building, the various departments in such establishments would be separated into smaller, discrete structures. With this new approach, a purely administrative building would have no physical connection to the one housing patients. To achieve this ambitious goal, many existing Kirkbride institutions resorted to constructing utilitarian underground tunnels connecting various buildings, since aesthetics were no longer a concern. I can't read tonight. This is not a good sign. This book has a lot of this game has a lot of reading. Jesus. Right, we can look at the pickaxe. I thought he was going to go and attack that guy then. Okay. For the first time, I felt like there was a clear purpose or meaning behind my vision. Behind a vision, my mind was trying to unearth an important memory. What were a group of patients doing in the basement? What were we forced to do here? Mine, baby. Right, can we get through here? No. An opening in the construction area was boarded up. Is that everything in here then? Division help us. I can go there, I can go all the way over here. Oh, there's more. Okay, so we can do something with that in a minute. Let's have a look at what's in it. A cart for transporting construction materials was in the centre of the room. We're going to ram it into there. The wheel of the cart, firmly rusted after years of neglect. Do we need some WD-40? No, we'd end up ruining it with all the rust. Damn it. WD-40? We've picked up stuff before which could possibly have done in these areas, but I'm assuming we can't pick the thing up. The tool seemed oddly familiar to me. Doesn't look like it. Is that everything? Jesus. Every time. I can't believe I was that close to the end of that little chapter as well. Right, so now we need to talk to Lenny, surely, about this. Because he'll be able to give us some more backstory, because he was clearly seen carrying the pickaxe over to lightly tap on the floor. Oh, Lenny. Oh. Lenny? Lenny's gone. Laundry room, I assume. The size of the institute demanded large and industrial washing machines to keep up with the demand. We can go close to there or here. So apparently, if you hold down space, yeah, you can see things. When I first read about it, I was pressing space and it wasn't really giving me the information I wanted. Or needed. Okay, either way, we didn't need to. Let's have a quick look around. What do you say? The stench of these clothes was quite unbearable. I didn't even think a good wash would fix that. Okay, maybe over here. Are you going to be open or closed? Open, baby. The majestic yard in which so many patients communed and healed together was now in a sorry state, barely serving as a mere shortcut across the building. Oh my God, we've opened up so much space. Right, this is there, or close to the fountains. Let's have a look at the shack with the vaguely radioactive. Well, they're just fireflies, but it makes it look radioactive. The shed appeared to be locked. We need a key for the shed. We can go that way or that. Oh God, I can go everywhere. Let's look at the fountain. A once beautiful feature of the yard. The fountain was now filthy and in shambles. Let's stick down the left. There used to be such a pleasant smell in the yard. Hopefully, they'll be able to help this place regain its former glory. Broken wheelchair. And quite useless. Sitting here used to make one feel hopeful. Definitely not now. It's a nice sky for 11 o'clock at night. I'm assuming it's the same as the fountain. Okay. I could still remember the soothing sound of the water flowing. Part of me wished to see the fountain working again. I wonder if we can open that now, but it's just... Okay, let's do it. Yeah, it said it was locked from the other side. A sturdy metal wire prevented me from opening this door. What could I use? Letter opener. No, you pressed the wrong button. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Maybe. Trying to be clever. Didn't help. The worn out tool fell apart when I used it for the second time. No! It's a wire cutter. Sorry, I was just moving around a bit while I was doing that. So we can open that now, I assume. Just double check. Yep. Julia is there, but now we can go through this way instead of having to go to the cafeteria every time. Okay, let's have a look over this side. The stone benches were still in good condition. It was just the view from the vantage point that was horrid. D4 so or P4 so? D? B. B. Maybe B. I can't quite see from here. Used to be a nice spot to relax and get some fresh air. Cool. There's not much out here, bar the... Oh, we want to check outside the fountain at least. See if there's anything here. Nothing obvious. Okay. And obviously, we are aiming for the therapy room. There's so much going on. So this is further on. Oh, happy. Everyone looks suspicious as hell. A sad and naked plant, which might have been gorgeous and colourful once, decorated the centre of the gallery. A perfect metaphor for Hanwell Mental Institute. Hanwell Mental Institute. Jesus. Always go left. Chilling. Dr. Anne Eberspacher, psychologist. Or Eberspacher, I can't remember how they said it again. So who are you then? Dr. Ellis Hawthorne, psychiatrist. I don't recall if patients were allowed inside the gallery, but with these sort of paintings, I hope not. Can't see that one properly. I don't think we should be seeing that one. I think it's a woman giving birth. Oh no, I'm going to get demonetized. Okay. Can we go through yet? Okay. I didn't recall where this door led, but it was jammed beyond hope. Which isn't unusual, to be fair. We were going a bit far off track away from the therapy room. Now Lenny's not here, we can go where we want. To a point. Oh, this looks like a happy place. Oh, it's a literal bathroom. Oh. 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 Ew. What is this white liquid? Okay, we can't really click on anything else. It's not giving us anything. It's not even giving us a wrench to say that we can use an item. So maybe something will appear there later. The sink had long since outlived its usefulness. Just like me. Sorry. Those intrusive thoughts again. We can look at the tray. The food cart must have made long trips down the halls of this institute back in the day. I don't know why I can't read tonight. I read to my daughter for going to bed. Struggled then as well. Yesterday I seemed to be doing alright. I finally found myself inside the therapy room. The whole place was in a state of disarray, as if everyone left in a hurry. Sorry guys. Oh, I don't need to read this too much. Group therapy responses. Record of patient's development and evaluation. Ah, Group E. Yeah. It doesn't really give us too much information. Sense of humour of 4. I mean, I don't know how much it's rated out of, but then when you see the Group F, they've got like alertness out 47, attitude 56. Our group was pretty ranked pretty low. Oh, notes. Patients in Group F show a marked improvement in their mood and awareness, as well as willingness to communicate and interact with their peers. The inexplicable regression in Group E continues to puzzle me. I'll discuss their individual issues separately. Lenny used to be some kind of leader figure, very communicative, someone the rest of the group looked up to, but he's been more withdrawn recently, lost in what seems like dark thoughts he refuses to share. In the case of Hodgson, I could guarantee a smooth session, provided nobody brought up anything related to his nature of his trauma. But he's growing increasingly tense and neurotic. Crawford has always been troublesome, but he seems more on edge than usual, and even more of a problem these days. Rebecca should have been allowed an abortion. LaRoche, beginning to believe he's a lost cause. Me? I mean, I forgot my name already. Left, always got left. There's a door which I assume leads back out. So we won't go there just yet. We can't look at you on the floor. There's a tape player over here. Let's look at this first. No. So did she get pregnant here? In my sudden vision, I was part of a group of patients in the therapy room. A female doctor seemed to care about the session. Not us, but merely the outcome of the session. We've got a projector there, but we've also got you. Ooh. Gonna put that knob back on.
Since the renovation of the Institute began, more patients have become agitated and difficult to manage, as if it was the architecture of their own bodies being reconfigured. The construction work has disturbed their existence in a way I couldn't predict. Some are even presenting with odd injuries, which none of the nurses can explain. Are the patients harming themselves? Is this building so firmly interrelated with their identities that changes in its structure will impact their states of mind by means of a kinesthetic regression? They rationalize structural changings in the surrounding geometry by imprinting them in their own flesh. Hodgson's is the worst example. Where are those burn marks coming from? I made inquiries and nobody saw him get burnt. Perhaps he was allowed to assist in the kitchen and he refuses to discuss the burnings. And knowing how much the subject terrifies him, I did not press him further. But the scars are disturbing other patients in Group E. They believe his scorched skin is some kind of heavenly punishment or stigmata. And they're all going to suffer the same fate. This is ridiculous and degrading. They were my best group, my most remarkable achievement. Yet no one gives a damn. I swallowed my pride and consulted directly with Alice. But the pompous asshole suggested it was my inexperience at fault, my responsibility to ensure the safety of patients. So what the hell are you supposed to do then? Instead of hiding in your office, do something about your staff. And when the moron isn't jerking off at his desk, he supervises the construction work. Why is a psychiatrist so deeply involved with the conversion to the unit system? None of this makes sense. I hate myself for losing my mind. Every therapy session is now a burden. I need to reconnect with the patients. They must tell me more. Lenny is still more forthcoming than the rest, but he won't say a word about the bruises. And Hodgson's, how did you burn yourself like that? If not the kitchen, the only other place. No. Impossible. They're not allowed down there.
Dun, 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 dun. Nothing of importance on the desk. So many names. No wonder Hanwell Mental Institute had been renowned. This place was highly active back in its heyday. I love that you can look at the desk, but there's literally fuck all there. Why? There's so many things where you could click on and you think, oh wow, I wonder what that is, and then you've not got a magnifying glass to look at it, and then just a desk with nothing there. Anyway, I'll stop complaining. Bernard LaRoche. Pardon me. The projector wouldn't work without a reel in it. The metal case was empty. There seemed to be a missing reel, which I will find. Oh, we can look up. At which point, there was nothing worth mentioning. Okay. We'll try that again, but we'll look at the actual thing. There we go. Bertrand LaRoche. Age 35, condition moderate. Block, male wing, first floor, cell 102A. Therapy group E. Profile. Bertrand LaRoche is a curious case. He is a shy, docile patient with a mind seemingly trapped in his innermost recondite thoughts. Coming from a family of French immigrants and having experienced a troubled childhood afflicted by war, LaRoche has always had issues making friends, no doubt in part thanks to his monotone, outlandish manner of speech. His verbal expression obviously often devolves into unintelligible murmurs during otherwise plain and straightforward conversations. I've got to stop reading the line below. The current diagnosis is that this is assumed to be a schizophrenic behaviour. That being said, once someone earns his trust, LaRoche can become a capable and pleasant conversationalist. Yet recently, the patient seemed less keen on communicating, often spending an unusual amount of time simply staring out of the windows in the game room. Specialists feel he will succumb to an irreversible state of catatonia. That tab thing was annoying me. I hope that means it's gone forever. No, I've pressed it. So we don't need to look that close. Okay, so that's through that door. So let's look at the other door. See if it opens. It does. Just sends us back into the hallway. We've missed literally nothing there. And he's not there either. The fence had come loose from the window, which I trusted would be fixed for the reopening. Mate, this place isn't getting reopened, is it? Alright, just to double check where we are. We are here, this red dot. So we can now go through to the game room. Couldn't get in the shed. In the library if this opens. So we'll see, and that's how we get on the second floor, isn't it? We can't get to the second floor at the moment from where we're looking. Well, we can through the foyer, but you just kind of go round in a circle. Well, round in a circle. Round in a line. And there's two locked doors. And Julia. Jesus. Won't let us through. Oh, doesn't like us going there. And had to go at us for going up there. So, it's this way. Welcome to Games Nights. The game room used to burst with activity in its heyday. It was a fine accomplishment of the Institute that patients could coexist peacefully playing games together. But now, the room was in shambles. The second time he's used the word shambles. More chairs. The game room had been designed to hold a large number of patients in it. Oh, got a bit close. Oh, can I have you? The red crayon was in better shape than the others, so I took it with me. Freaking klepto. A box of crayons. The nurses always encouraged us to draw. Just an old toy. Oh, the movement. I do like how someone's just replaced its leg with a nail. Looks painful. Some of the drawings by the other patients could sometimes get a little scary. I mean, that looks quite nice. It's a man turned into a tree. Right, so we can go left, which we are going to do. Just want to couch. This sofa might have been comfortable once, but at present sitting here is out of the question. Just wondered if that was something on the floor I could pick up. A completely dried plant. So we can go over that way, or we can go over that way. That will probably lead us to the library, but we're not going to go in there just yet. But we wanted to just look around and see if we could see more stuff. The chairs have been positioned as if to look at some enchanting view outside the window, but it's currently dark and ominous outside. Dick, Ballard, Le Guin, Vonnegut. A fine selection indeed. Probably like murdered how to say all those words, all those names, except Dick. I mean, that was fairly easy. The radio's batteries were dead. Let's not do a figure of eight, so we can go again, potentially go through there. The fireplace was a nice way to get the room warm back then, but the staff needed to keep a close eye on the more unruly patients. I believe this was the table patients chose for playing games when it was cold, because of its privileged position near the fireplace. Okay. Stomp, stomp. Ominous, but with a hint of beauty. I had no idea what that was. Okay. Yes, I remember there were fights amongst patients to get to this table during winter. Fun times. Because that will let us look at that, so let's just see if we can go into the library now. We can. Oh god. No, thank god. I thought it was going to be like a maze, which never ends well. Okay, not much we can do other than step into the library. No one about. Kills the breeze. It's just allowing us to look at surgery before anaesthetic. Oh god. Oh no. Miscellanea, okay. Miscellanea, history, can't read that just yet. Physiology, pharmacology, that's pathology, psychiatry. Neurology and something I can't quite see. We will just quickly check around. Oh, the ladder provided quick access to the most neglected volumes on the top shelves. The window was covered in some kind of mould. We're going to spend a long time cleaning up this place. I wonder if there's a book we're supposed to be able to pick out, but we don't know. There's no point in clicking in and around, but we will check every alleyway. Oh, for reasons. Some days ago, I casually read a newspaper article about Dr. Walter Hanwell, a general surgeon with extensive knowledge of mental illness, who recently founded his own hospital for the insane. In his impassioned words, I could sense a sincere concern about the consequences of mind disorders. In that same article, Hanwell's notable technological advancements in his field, a discipline in which antiquated practices are often ingrained, elicited a feeling of excitement that I hadn't experienced in a long time. The fine trajectory of this kindred spirit compelled me to write him a letter, disenchanted as I was about my ongoing problems in my local medical centre, which I concluded was managed by close-minded individuals. Dr. Hanwell responded sooner than I expected. We exchanged various experiences from our respective fields of expertise. In an engaging debate that I fondly remember as a deciding factor that would dictate the rest of my career, we agreed that increasing reports of developing mental abnormalities were a consequence of a degenerate society. Wow, my stutter. Society. The minds operating outside the boundaries of morality would inevitably deteriorate. until no shade of humanity was left. There was a mutual agreement that the fabric of our culture, our breed, was eroding. As admired professionals, we have an obligation to guide our peers into the blistering light of cognizance? We see and perceive what others don't. Not taking action would be shameful disgrace to our human condition. We continued talking about how a mental hospital should be managed under the strictest of conditions, and how a symbol of solemn authority was of the utmost importance for ensuring smooth operations. Suffice to say, I became enchanted with Walter Hanwell's grand vision, his endless quest to correct the course of society, beginning with those who had lost their way in the most profound and visceral sense, the decay of their own minds. Very nice. Yeah, I have a stutter I work on, but I went a bit off the rails there. Ooh. Castle of the Forest. Looked like some fairy tale. Okay. It was still dark and quiet outside. We've got a long night ahead of us. But we got to, so it's between 11 PM and 12 PM at the moment. Ugh. Apologies if anyone's got motion sickness, and I've just made them vomit everywhere. Twice. I should be able to read what the lost area was. Nursing, okay. I can't get through that bit. Sorry, I am bouncing around a bit, but I'm trying to make sure I'm looking at everything. I was not interested in going there. I wouldn't even be able to distinguish the titles because of the lack of lighting. So that was... The exquisite chandelier lent a touch of elegance to the hall. Okay. And now we can go all the way through, but we need to find Lenny somewhere. Yo, Julia. Know where Lenny is? I'll walk all the way around to come see you. Can I go upstairs yet?
Hi, Julia. I forgot to ask you something.
Crayon.
Look at this. I found an old crayon.
Oh, I like drawing. Do you?
I'm not sure. I don't recall ever attempting to draw anything. But it does look like a nice remembrance from past days.
It's just a crayon.
Yes, but even a small crayon can convey a sense of belonging.
I love the way he just fires out these kind of... Hey, look what I found. No topics. Construction works.
Are you aware of any previous construction work on the building? You know, before the upcoming renovations.
Yes, I do remember hearing about efforts to turn the Kirkbride layout into a modernized configuration of smaller buildings. Unity...
I'm not sure we're in Unity.
Unit. That's it. The unit system.
Interesting. And I guess those construction plans were never finalized?
Well, I guess not. They were strange days. The place was falling apart. Budget issues, too.
I see. Thank you.
Oh god. Speak with Lenny. I thought we might need to.
I need to speak with Lenny.
You mean the patient?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, yes. Leonard.
Is he a patient of yours?
Well...
In any case, I don't know his whereabouts. Sorry. Leonard can be somewhat unpredictable. Just go look around.
Thanks.
So there might be some information I can recover on the second floor.
I told you to stay away from the upper floors.
That's right. My bad.
Don't make me call Bruno.
Bruno.
Finally found the therapy room.
Excellent. Good luck.
Well,
See you later, Julia.
no help. Right. So we shouldn't go to the top floor here. Was where we could go down. Self-restraint, you have to go slightly to the side. Forward, slightly to the side. Click it. Just feels like you're going way off track, even though you're not. So we couldn't get any further through there. Have we been there? Is that where we... Doors firmly shut in place. Is that the downstairs to... Yeah, because that's the weird puppy baby. So we can actually go upstairs now. Haha. Don't tell Julia. Oh god. She said this... Oh no, the upper floor's off limits. She said it's just the second floor. Well... Let's have a look at it. So we are up here, hallway 2D. We've got off director, museum. No, the director's office. Jesus. The morgue, laboratory, passage. And then we've got some other places here. What we've got: rehabilitation, psychiatry, operating room A and B, hydrotherapy. No, God knows, and office. We've got the female hospital. The male hospital's over that side, connected by external hallway. Okay. Ooh. Let's look at you. Cleaning grounds, night shift. Remember to always sign with your name. Sign with name for correct track of voluntary work. It is imperative to inform your assigned nurse at the end of the day. Incorporated in reprint. Sorry, I'm just moving my chair again, and it squeaks a lot. And then I'll move the microphone, which squeaks a lot. So Lenny, 11 PM, was doing floor 2 corridor, so he should be somewhere up here then. Is that Lenny's handwriting for all of them, or God knows? Must be, because the the 10 PM he was doing the back corridors, wasn't he? He goes up to the 3rd floor from here on out. Okay, thank you for granting me Lenny's whereabouts. Always go left. What is left? Baby, don't hurt me. Actually, I don't know. I don't know which way we're looking. So, actually, yeah, the stairs are on the right, aren't they? So if we go this way, we go to the end of the hallway, and at least we've done that bit, and then we can come back and go all the way through. So, going against my better judgment, I'm going right. Patients were allowed to pay short visits to the haunting museum of the Institute, which, rather than a sanctuary of science and erudition, had now turned into a grotesque carnival of abominations, I think it said. It went past too quick, because I was struggling with a word. Again. Let's go left. This exhibit displayed hands of various shapes and submerged in some kind of liquid. Formaldehyde? Were those ears? But why? Oh, you look creepy. And a brain. Let's look at you first. An abomination of nature. A baby with a gut-wrenching birth defect. There was a jar with something odd inside. An organ shaped like a pastry? Hideous. Monkey? Oh god, that's not a monkey. It looked like some kind of animal. Another twisted feature of this gloomy museum. Yet another disquieting feature of this atrocity exhibition. Exhibition? A most macabre exhibition. Exhibition is clearly not the word of the day for me. Human brains. Charming. Sorry, I just caught that out of the corner of my eye and was like, what the fuck is that? Oh, we can look. Okay, so there's going to be something to do with those numbers. 102. No, that was someone's room, wasn't it? Let's steal that. Typical glass slide for putting tissue samples on it. This could come in handy later. Seems like a convenient spot for placing a glass slide to pick up samples. I picked up the tweezers with care. There's a brain. The label read TPT 102. All TPT. So is it just going to read the label to me each time? Yeah, okay. We don't need to just read the label. Since it wasn't needed anywhere else, I left the tweezers in the exhibit, but stole the glass slide. It's just 3 hands. Just 3 hands. A series of radiographs showed various areas of the human body. Human brains. Charming. What was the point in displaying severed hands? That's interesting. A patient undergoing some painful treatment. Okay, yeah, we got it. Like he was wearing cricket pads. The picture depicted someone important with some sort of gory medical intervention happening behind them. Let's look at that. Or that. I mean, we're best looping backwards and forwards, aren't we? I guess. Some instruments for unknown purposes, which I didn't want to discover. Several skulls were arranged on the shelf. Many of them appeared to be drilled into. And then we could go through that way. A display with many skulls and various instruments. Why were there so many skulls in this museum? Between the drapes and dirt, not much of the outside world could be seen. Hey, fella. A complete human skeleton. It seemed real. Judging by everything else in here, it's going to be real, isn't it? Right. There's the museum. Dr. Hanwell. This door wouldn't open, but perhaps the right key would let me in. Like the key to Dr. Hanwell's office. Okay. So that was not a complete waste of time. This said solarium, did it? The solarium used to be a clean and peaceful spot to relax amid the sunbeams. Quite the opposite of its present and sorry condition. I felt a brief sense of melancholy. Okay, I did notice there was a hole in the ceiling. Ooh, what are you? You are insect repellent. Which we aren't going to have. It's nice to know it's there. A large hole in the roof didn't precisely convey a sense of security. The solarium was in shambles with debris and assorted garbage scattered all around. So we're just going to wander straight past. Okay, something else to read. The window was shattered, allowing a cold breeze to chill the room. All things considered, the intruding vine had brought a little life into this room. None of the windows here seem to have survived a long period of neglect. Okay, let's read the newspaper. Shore Gazette. Oh, let me move first. Oh, my lower back. Record of patients housed in local hospital. The renowned surgeon who keeps receiving encomiums from his peers, Dr. Walter Hanwell, director and founder of the mental hospital named after him, has made public the number of patients hosted by his institute. At 272 patients and 54 staff members, the establishment has positioned itself as one of the most highly populated mental institutions in the world. It's become the pride of our region. Dr. Hanwell recognised the importance of the Kirkbride design and architecture system in serving to house large numbers of patients in a healthy and comfortable environment. However, reputable psychiatrists disagree on this and warn about the dangers of an overcrowded building, including managerial problems and ethical dilemmas. According to the Kirkbride plan, a hospital for the insane should not exceed a maximum of 250 patients, contrary to Dr. Hanwell's claims. We acknowledge the mandate of the Kirkbride plan, and my talented staff is keeping our patients under tight control, said Director Hanwell. Our methods are efficient, and my experience in the field has allowed us to improve upon Kirkbride's august design. Been there, done that. That is a game I've played. State got 10.5 million off. Anyway, all in all, this was a pretty lousy decade. I'm not talking about the economics ordeal or politics, but the entertainment media itself. Something. Okay, are you social enough? No. Oh, radio. Oh, stove. The stove didn't work. Okay. That was a nice visit to Solarium. I do like how much of this is kind of like incidental stuff, so you could go into a room and never have actually needed to go in there. It's just world building. I'd seen plenty of depressing environments in the Institute by then, but the chilling morgue was on a whole different level of decrepitude and decay. The jar contained a repulsive liquid, ready for my brain. I had no idea what these papers could mean. Blood. The mortuary assistant. I thought it was something on my screen then, but it is literally just part of the game. Oh dear God, can I open them all? A hook attached to a rail, evidently meant for moving human bodies with ease. Okay. Okay. That didn't deserve my attention. This button was stuck. The hook behind me seemed to move a bit. It was evidently part of this mechanism. I didn't need to move anything at present. Okay, well, luckily the power was on. And to be safe, it was best to keep it that way. Okay. Well, you're permanently on then. So it moves around the room. Over to, obviously, there. There was no way to open this. The handle of this compartment was stuck. This compartment wouldn't open. This compartment's hidden behind the desk. The handle was nearly worn out. It hadn't been used in a long time. Only 16 more to go, guys. There was no way to open this. Uh-oh. Lovely. What a disgusting mess. It seems like someone did this on purpose. Perhaps as a sort of protest. A258. That is... Is it A102 was where La Roche was. A258, is that another room, or all the bodies in the morgue could be identified by a specific tag? Maybe not. Oh, we can open a lot of these. It was empty. Thank you. There's no way to open this. Okay. The storage refrigerator was empty, which was a relief. CO80. Wonder if there's a specific body we need to go to. at some point. You're empty. I'm not even going to click you. Yeah. No way to open this because it's too high up. That is half a bread and some... No, seemed like a stock of blood, perhaps meant to be analysed. Seemed like a stock of blood, perhaps meant... Okay, but what about the bread? E103. Brains. They look like brains kept for research. Tasted like them too. There's no way to open this. There is a way to open you. Just a pile of empty flasks scattered on a tray. I mean, considering this is a morgue, they're not doing well at keeping too many bodies in there. Empty jars. Thank goodness. I mean, obviously, yeah, you don't... Morgues don't just keep constantly store bodies in there. But people are storing all sorts. Like a head then. Okay, well that's all the grimness of that looked at. That didn't deserve my attention. Okay. Fine. Yeah, let me go over here and click it. Shards of Shards of broken glass protruded from a broken cabinet, suggesting something. Suggesting it was best to steer clear. Weird that you can't click on the table. Oh. More broken glass. This didn't seem to happen by mere accident. Had the institute been vandalised while it was closed? Or did this happen while it was still operating? Faucets didn't work here, rendering the morgue unusable. Or at least I hope so. And that's the same one. Unfortunately, the lamp wouldn't turn on. Oh look, more things we can't open. Can open. Random junk was scattered inside this drawer. A strange contraption occupied a large part of the drawer. I didn't want to know about its purpose. Empty. There was nothing here. Only a layer of malodorous dirt. Malodorous isn't a word. It's a brain. Some organ, bizarrely still fresh, was in the tray. The handle wouldn't turn. Let's look at you guys. Just a regular dirty rag with some bloodstains on it. Ugh. Some boxes and hammers. I shivered in disgust while pondering what they may have been used for. Lobotomies. Where's the water sound coming from? There were a few frightening tools inside this drawer. I mean, theoretically, if you're in the morgue, you're dead, so it's less frightening. Oh, yes. You might be frightened to die, but when you're dead, you wouldn't know anything about it. And we'll have a look at that in a minute. We can finally look at the table. I wonder if we can pour some blood on there at some point and it'll point us in a certain direction. It was difficult to discern what was on the scale. A brain? Why would anyone leave this here? They had no more use for it. That's where the water's coming from. There was water flowing here, likely for the purpose of cleaning blood and other fluids spilled during the surgical procedures. Okay, that book seems to be... The handle wouldn't turn. Let me just quickly check here and then we'll have a look at that book. A small moving table, likely used to transport instruments during autopsies, had nothing on it. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Maybe we should have read that book. Let's check that first. Try as I might, this cabinet wouldn't open. I could make out some organic material submerged in a transparent liquid. Formaldehyde, perhaps? An old and worn microscope. Still an old and worn microscope. Several glass flasks of different sizes, yet all empty. Why has that got different symbols? Because we're looking at everything, that's... Okay, never mind. Let's have a look at you guys. Empty jars and dirty rags. It's my new album. Nothing of note. Only some random stuff in here. Okay. I don't know if you could pick up the lock. The answer is no. Ooh, apple core. Nothing interesting in here. Apart from an apple core, according to me. Ooh. Just a bunch of boxes stacked. What a waste of space. So they're across. If we have to search for a certain one or corresponding. It looked like some kind of box with dividers, as if it was meant to have cards put in it. Okay. And finally... Ooh, more apple cores. Some neatly aligned flasks and more rather disorganised items in here. So... Was it worth it? Oh, it's the book. We'll find out. Okay. The book provided some details about the bodies in the morgue. Names, tags, and some notes. Okay. Let's just... Original certificate, duplicate certificate. We can't read that properly. It's too dark in places, and my eyes are old. Oh god. The reflection on the door in front. Yes, this way, isn't it? Ah, the toilet. More water in the other one. The foul smell from the broken urinals permeated the whole room. I was thankful that I couldn't see anything in those toilets through all the dark surrounding me. Ooh. Hey, it's how that works. Right, if I do that... The water seemed clean. Didn't want to wash this. Okay. So we'll be able to do something, but I don't know why. There didn't seem to be water flowing in this spot. Or that one. Maybe the pipe was clogged, but whatever the reason, there was no water. So I reckon at some point we will be able to fix the bottom of that and either flood it and the water will fall into that grate. Don't know what good it'll do, but seems like it's something that will happen. The lights didn't work here. Don't know why I was going for the handle. The lab? Laboratoire. The switch didn't do anything, so perhaps the light bulb was busted. All of a sudden we can go everywhere. Oh shit. The laboratory greeted me with a hint of a sinister ambience. The greenish lighting and fetid smell only contributed to convey an eerie sense of the organic. Also, who's that man in the corner? Yep, that's what I spotted. A man. The cabinet was jammed. Seemed to have been disused for a long time. Locked cabinet. Oh god, can we look through all these drawers as well? Test tubes, likely used to hold samples and chemicals, yet now there was only dust and dirt in them. I know. I clicked on a mistake. The tools sent a slight shiver down my spine. They looked like something out of a horror movie. Several empty glass containers. They seem to have been used frequently in the past. Right, well, You know what I've got to do, don't you? Check all the drawers. Some spare empty flasks, which surprisingly hadn't been broken yet, considering how they were stored. They really had to replace these medical tools if they were planning to reopen the institute. Okay, so we did go back one, so we need to go ahead one again, and then we can't look at that. The vacant cabinets seem to be pure decor. Double decker. Some rusted tools that look like something a mechanic would use, not doctors. Why do the tools need to be so frightening, as if a patient wouldn't have enough to deal with already? Blood? For a moment, I thought there might be bottles of blood stored for some unknown purpose. So did I, clearly. Are you going to tell us what they actually are? The bottles were filled with an indecipherable red liquid. Cherryade. Getting closer to you. Oh, dead rat. I'll bust your head, little fella. Please don't touch the equipment. Stop that, or I'll have to call security. Oh, right, it's that guy. So he does know I'm here. Assume we can do that later when he's not here. These cages reminded me of my own condition. Confined and searching for meaning. Right. A rat. I'll be over there in a sec. I've got to do my snaking round. A drawer full of empty glass jars. Most drawers here seem to be filled with junk. Yet I will try them all. Nothing worth my time in here. Ain't that the truth? You know I missed some. See? This is why we're here. No, maybe not. Oh, that instead. Oh good, that's easy writing for me to read. My dear Walter, grateful as I am for your kind invitation, I still have a certain matter to attend to in my homeland which prevent me from engaging with in such a long trip, at least for the time being. However, rest assured that finally meeting in person soon is a priority for me. I think of you as a close friend, there for me when everyone else abandoned me. Oh Walter, the things I have to tell you, which for our own sakes can't be disclosed in written words. Our mutual area of interest is on the verge of yielding benefits beyond our dreams. There's another tome that came to my attention, apparently terrible and dangerous, which may hold the final key to the puzzle. Mortis Cavai? My studies revealed only one account of its existence, and if the primeval... Okay, fine. Mortis Cavai. My studies revealed only one account of its existence, and if the primeval orbs aid me, it might find a way into my prized collection. In any case, I wish you a favourable kismet in... This is not helpful. Okay, it scrolls itself. You gonna scroll? Why won't you scroll? Okay. Favourable kismet in your research. Your friend A.M. P.S. News of the deplorable situation in which your institute finds itself reached me. To state the obvious, I support your work without reservation. I trust that all individuals spreading malicious lies will be brought to justice. Our ways may be disapproved of by the blinkered peers of our own era, but we are making strides towards a new age of science. In due time, our undertakings will be celebrated, and historians will acknowledge our achievements. Okay, that was very difficult to read. Nothing of use in this drawer. Alright, so we did that bit. Let's get to the end. Lovely picture of someone with what could only be described as a giant tumour sticking out of their face. Hey look, drawers. Tins of nothing. The labels on these cans had lost any trace of colour, so whatever used to be inside them was anyone's guess. These sharp instruments seem dangerous. Nothing that should ever be close to patients. The faucet was so rusty that it couldn't be turned. Hey man, going over this side first, so I can rummage through more drawers. Test tubes, they were everywhere. In a laboratory, who'd have thought? Trays, who knew what disgusting things they might have held in the past. Although the drawer was nearly empty, a few bottles with a sinister red liquid were barely visible in the back. And then these drawers, oh god. It was locked but lightly collecting dust and more neglected tools. How dare you. It sounded like the beginning of a round of applause at first. To me. Yeah, this one was jammed. Hey. God, I love some drawers, me. Oh god. I love some reading, me. 5. The influence of Ambrose Miller. Another notable chapter in the Chronicle of Hanwell Mental Institute. Why can I not say those three words together? Hanwell Mental Institute involves the cordial relationship that developed between Walter Hanwell and Dr. Ambrose Miller, a renowned chemist researching experimental drugs. Dr. Miller first achieved widespread fame overseas due to his involvement in the standardization of clinical drug trials, including the use of placebo-controlled and double-blind tests. Regrettably, Dr. Miller's accolades came to an abrupt halt after the devastating thalidomide tragedy, in which thousands of babies were born with malformed limbs as the result of their mothers making indiscriminate and unsupervised use of the drug to treat nausea during their pregnancies. It has been said that Dr. Miller's insistence on demonstrating drug efficiency with no regard for safety played a significant role in this dark chapter of modern medicine, since his insistence that the patients adopt use of thalidomide has been recorded in multiple testimonies. Following this shameful debacle, Dr. Miller shied away from the public eye and became a recluse, maintaining communication with only a handful of select colleagues. It was during this quieter phase in his career that he began to exchange a feverish stream of missives with Dr. Hanwell. No one knows the exact nature of their ardent debates. It was established by acquainted sources that Dr. Miller was fascinated by the ambitious goals of his colleague as well as the luxuriously equipped laboratory in his institute, but it was also rumoured that these professionals shared a passion for the non-secular side of medicine. More recently, Dr. Miller emerged from his seclusion during an interview, expressed interest in becoming a staff member at Hanwell Mental Institute. Yay, said it. Okay. At some point in the past, the laboratory may have been suitably equipped, but at present it was a complete mess. Oh, stop looking at the floor. There we go. There was no drawers on there. There is a door to get out, but I think it's time to look in this cupboard at the end. No matter how hard I forced it, I couldn't open it. Fine. Drawers. This drawer was locked. None of these drawers seem to open. I thought that one wouldn't open. I sounded disappointed then. The shape of the tool gave me the chills. It looked painful. Ooh. Oh, I thought it was a key then. It was definitely not. More typical lab instruments. I had no idea what these tools were for. I didn't want to find out either. Looks like something for grabbing things. Holding a test tube. We've checked them. Okay. interview time. I'm going to show you my crayon, and I'm also going to use you as my therapist.
Hello? Am I interrupting something?
Who are you?
I'm a former member of the Institute. I came here tonight to look into some docket.
Well, this is highly irregular. Did Julia let you in? I'll need to have a word with her. As you can see, the building is not in a condition for you to go anywhere you please.
Oh, but I'm only going to the allowed areas.
This area is not allowed.
Sorry, my mistake. But would you mind if I asked you some questions?
I was in the middle of something important, but go ahead.
I assume you are...
I'm the new director of the Institute, Dr. Ambrose Miller. My purpose here is to honor the vision of my former colleague, Dr. Walter Hanwell.
Pleased to meet you. The reason I'm here is to research the older history of the Institute, from its heyday until the strange circumstances of its collapse.
As you can imagine, that's not a topic we like to discuss here. We prefer to look forward, not back in the past.
Well, as the new director, aren't you interested in what happened?
That remark seemed slightly insulting.
I didn't mean to.
Look, it was all a sorry episode that none of us are proud of. And those responsible have long since been apprehended. And that's the end of it.
Just so anyone watching in America, that is a English accent, and this is an English accent. They are both very, very different. I hope they are anyway. I hope I don't speak like him. No offense to the voice actor.
Have you seen the patient Lenny around?
Lenny? Ah, yes, you mean Leonard. Yes, I believe he's somewhere on this floor, cleaning a corridor.
Thank you. I found the therapy room.
And?
And I was just sharing the good news.
Please go away.
Oh, I do like it.
Don't you think it's a bit rash to bring in patients under such deplorable conditions?
I don't like your accusing tone. There's an ongoing housing crisis for mental patients. Would you rather have them tossed into the streets?
That's not what I meant.
Be that as it may. I'm not proud of the circumstances surrounding this reopening, but we have an obligation to provide shelter for these patients. It's a temporary measure.
What condition would you say can lead to chronic hallucinations?
In my experience, extreme stress. For example, panic attacks. Abuse of illegal drugs and other substances too. But most likely it would be something related to the brain, a physical problem, such as an imbalance of neurotransmitters. Schizophrenia can cause hallucinations as well.
Thank you for the thorough explanation. Why did Hanwell shut down all of a sudden?
That's not a topic we are discussing here, as you can imagine.
I'm interested in learning the truth.
Truth these days is a social construct.
Oh, come on. A fact is still a fact, and there must be a reason why this place closed doors.
Mismanagement. Hanwell got too careless. He trusted the wrong people.
But...
That is all I'm saying on this topic.
Are you familiar with the term Group E?
Yes, that's a therapy thing. Patients were organized into small groups and encouraged to discuss their fears and problems in confidence. In a more controlled environment, they were treated by, what was her name?
Dr. Ebersbaker. Do you know anything about the construction below?
I'm aware of renovation plans that didn't come to fruition. The structure of the building was typical Kirkbride, since its inception, a style which became dated over time. Mind you, this was true of all mental hospitals of this area. All Kirkbride establishments were forced to change, or perish.
Why this whole fascination with the Kirkbride architecture?
You could say that Walter was a romantic, too attached to the old ways. He erected this building quite late in his lifetime. when the Kirkbride design was already beginning to exhibit its flaws, and he paid a price for it.
What I don't understand is the purpose of digging in the basement.
It makes perfect sense. That's typically how the migration of the so-called unit system worked. Underground tunnels.
I'm wondering how a network of underground tunnels is so attached to the concept of a unit system.
To begin with, the unit system is a term that didn't catch on. It was meant to convey the notion of units of buildings, concerned with a single aspect for the everyday operation of a mental institute. One building for administrative offices, another for surgical interventions, then male and female infirmaries separated, and so on. The hospital border in Buenos Aires is a good example of such a system of buildings.
Therefore, we can talk about.
Julia seems to be a nice member of the new Hanwell family.
Our new receptionist. I don't have much to say. I just met her earlier this morning.
She's doing a fine job. Must be difficult putting a nice face to all this filth.
Filth?
I'm sorry, I mean, let's talk about something else.
Just insult people.
So, you're the famous Dr. Miller.
Famous? Not quite. At least not around these parts. I'm just a humble servant who wishes to continue with Walter's grandiose dreams.
How so?
As soon as I heard this establishment was ceasing operations, I made arrangements to be transferred here, hopefully continue Walter's work. My connection in the field of medicine across the years proved valuable, as here I find myself as the new director in charge of this reopening.
About Dr. Ebesbaker.
The therapist?
Yes, I'm curious about her role at the Institute.
She was well positioned in the ranks at Hanwell, respected career and all, but if you ask me, she was a failure.
So you think Dr. Ebesbaker was part of the reason why the Institute ceased operations?
No, at least not just her, but she was another component in the equation. I believe her foolish rivalry with Hawthorne distracted Walter from a greater purpose. And Hawthorne, well, he wasn't a saint of my devotion either.
Do you know Bruno?
Of course I know Bruno. He's our security guard.
Is there anything of interest you could tell me about him?
Not really. He's just a security guard.
But he's working in your establishment and contributes to a greater goal. You can't possibly operate this place without security.
Look, if you want to form a union with Bruno, be my guest. I need to keep working with this dangerous chemical.
Why such intolerance?
I have a highly dangerous chemical right here.
Fine. Have you seen a patient wandering around?
Yes.
The one who's cleaning the rooms? Yes. Leonard, I believe.
That's who I mean, yes. Is it safe to speak with him?
Certainly. Perfectly safe, otherwise we wouldn't allow him to roam freely. I'm not familiar with his case, though. We are simply continuing with the same treatment he had in the past.
Cool.
Does the name Crawford ring a bell?
Not in the least.
So, I assume you were acquainted with Walter Hanwell.
Quite so. Walter was a friend. We maintained ample correspondence over the years. Many subjects, both from the field of medicine and life itself, were our common interest. Many times I toyed with the idea of coming here to work with him. Alas, fate had a different plan for us.
What do you mean?
Well, the circumstances you're obviously familiar with. I was finally prepping myself for a greatly belated visit when all of a sudden the Institute shut down. Walter had been a friend in writing for many years, yet regrettably I never got to know him in person.
Look at this crayon.
Yes, a typical way to keep patients entertained.
Look at this elegant letter opener.
A true work of art.
So something just moved in the house then. God knows. Haunted.
Are you familiar with this type of glass slide?
Is this a joke?
Okay.
I'll be on my way.
So, Lenny's on this floor somewhere. Obviously, we're not allowed near him. Some strange lab equipment. Table and a few instruments scattered on it, but nothing of use. Okay. Oh, it's Lenny. Lenny, my boy. I'm here to interview you again.
Lenny, I've been in the basement. You were right.
Really?
Yes, I was there before. And you too. I had this memory. We were working together in some kind of construction project. What were we doing down there?
I don't recall. Everything is so fuzzy.
Lenny, you have to make an effort. This is important for our sakes.
I don't want to, please. I don't want to remember. It hurts.
Okay, don't worry, Lenny. Let's try something else. Look at this crayon.
Oh, yes. Is that from the game room? We used to draw so much.
Okay.
Did you hear anything else about this?
No.
Did you ever meet the former director of the Institute, Walter Hanwell?
I'm not sure. I saw many people walking around in the Institute in the past, but no one ever told me who Hanwell was.
I see. Thank you.
What are my tasks at the moment? Explore the therapy room. I've done that. Remember my past. Spoke with Lenny now.
See you around, Lenny.
I'm now doubting myself. Did I speak to this guy about my tasks? Or did this guy mean Miller? Aye, I know you like talking to me, so I'll come back.
Dr. Miller?
What is it this time?
Just one moment of your time, please.
Yeah. 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 Do we speak to him?
You seem quite attached to this building and its history.
I wasn't involved in those days, just acquainted with the philosophy of Hanwell Institute. The hospital used to be an illustrious example of what the will of man can accomplish. All I'm doing here is picking up the pieces and fulfilling that dream.
It's odd that you were such a close friend with Dr. Hanwell, yet only exchanged letters.
I don't see what's so odd about that. Some people prefer the expression and flair of the written word, especially someone as enlightened as Walter was. We never even spoke on the telephone. Always preferred the intimacy of the prose. You see, Walter was a very reserved fellow. He didn't like public appearances, nor to be photographed, and I respected that. In a way, it made our relationship more intriguing. We connected down to the purest level, our thoughts.
Okay.
I'll be on my way.
Right. I am now, as per usual, a little stuck on where to go and what to do. He did mention the therapy room again. What was that? Dr. Hammer. We couldn't go in there. Been in a museum, haven't we? Oh, that one's open. That one's open. Eh. Why did I not look in here? Look. A. There's that. Medical instruments of various types. There's what looks to be a seahorse? Question mark? But, God's sake. Rebecca Bierce? Age 31, condition unstable. Block, female wing, first floor, cell 107B. Yes, because on the women's side it's B, on the men's side it's A. Therapy group E. Oh, she was in my group. Oh, these things are senseless trials. Profile, Rebecca B.S. Bitch. Rebecca B.S. did not suffer any specific ailments early in life, but fell victim to violent sexual assault as an adult. She was found in a state of shock by the authorities who rescued her, and after a medical examination, Rebecca was found to be pregnant. The perpetrator was never apprehended. During the period following the assault, B.S. exhibited delusional behaviours and panicked whenever men were in the same room as her. Thereafter, following strict attention and care, she gradually began to recover and return to her senses, while coming to terms with her new condition. B.S. eventually managed to begin socialising with her peers and feel more comfortable in the presence of men. Regrettably, she has recently suffered an inexplicable breakdown and is experiencing frequent neurotic fits. She mistreats both of her peers and the nursing team, using foul, highly offensive language while screaming and kicking. In 2 incidents, B.S. was found repeatedly hitting her stomach and insisting that her unborn child was the spawn from hell. Bloody hell. Okay. I thought there must have been something in here because we didn't find anything. There was so much to click on. So, Hanwell we couldn't do anything with. What's this one again? This was the morgue. Was there anything in the morgue? No. Where was... The therapy room was downstairs, yeah. So, could go up another floor, but let's go back to the therapy room. As soon as he said explore the therapy room. Which is... you? Yes. I read that. Surely something else to do with this. These. Okay, fair dues. All the way up. So look at it.
You are not in good shape, Bertrand. You know it will only get worse. You must talk.
I hate you. I hate this place. You're all bad with me and my friends.
You'll come to understand, Bertrand, eventually. But we must deal with this. You have a chance to end it right here, right now.
I don't believe you. You have been lying to me all this time.
That's not true. And if you tell me what you saw, it will all be over. It's that simple.
I can't remember. It's too fuzzy and dark.
Come on, Bertrand. Try harder.
No. I'm scared.
Come on. Tell me what you saw.
No. It will come for me. It knows. It knows.
Calm down or I'll have to call the guards.
It's inside me.
What? What is inside you?
The anger. Okay, so can we look at these ones as well? I had to make sure there wasn't another reel in place before inserting a new one. Oh, Jesus Christ. There is another reel in place, but do I have to click the empty one? Yeah, okay. Oh, it's like the day when you used to wheel in the big TV when you were in school. To watch all sorts.
Bertrand, are you feeling all right? Talk to me. Don't make me lose my patience. I don't have all day.
Leave me alone.
I understand you must feel angry, but we're doing this for your well-being.
You are lying. It hurts. I can't sleep. There are dark things in my dreams.
Just calm down. Take a deep breath and relax. We'll explain it to you, but you have to trust me.
I don't know. I am so tired. I can't think anymore.
What about your fear? Think about your last session. Do you remember now?
There's only darkness, and it moves there. It's been waiting, and now it knows we're here.
Slowly but surely. Can we skip this animation? Okay, I think we can. If we hold space. Yeah, okay. We can now skip
Are you
animations.
feeling better today?
More or less, I think.
Are you getting along better with work?
No. I don't like the tunnels. It's suffocating in them.
I'm sure you'll get accustomed in time.
No. It's not fair. I shouldn't be doing this.
What makes you say that?
Because it doesn't feel right. Being there. I don't think that is what I was brought here for.
But you are helping. You should feel proud of yourself. Are you in doubt because of something else? Are you scared, for instance?
Yes, I am. I don't want to go into the dark place again. They said it was going to be all right, but I could feel the monster coming for me.
Monster? What monster?
And finally you.
How are you feeling today?
Tired. I want to sleep.
I'm sorry to hear that. How was your day?
It was fine, I guess. We played some games in the afternoon. They are always the same, but I still like them. But the others aren't so happy.
It's understandable. We'll try to get you some new games. Has anything of importance occurred to you lately?
A new woman arrived today with a big belly. She is pretty. I like her. But she was hysterical and punched Nurse Marion on the face.
I know, and we're dealing with that. But I was referring if anything has happened to you lately.
I don't know. I am so tired.
Seems.
Why are you tired? Tell me. We're here to help.
It's being down there, working with all the dust and the bugs. It's too hard. I'm too tired. I can't stand them anymore.
What is this that you can't stand anymore?
The voices. They are everywhere, and they whisper inside your head. They are evil.
Okay, that's all of them. Has it given us anything else to go on? Ooh, yes it has. Investigate about Bertrand. Well, Hanwell, I guess. I have just noticed how long we've been going on this video for. Apologies, but I am now going to do this because otherwise I won't remember next time I come back. Maybe I'll go until we get to 12. As in game time 12, not genuinely 12, because that's only like 9 minutes from now. Oh, I've come in the wrong side. I know, we come to the middle. Hey again! Want to show you more crayons?
Dr. Miller?
What is it this time?
Just one moment of your time, please.
I have another task.
I'm looking for information on a patient called Bertrand.
Bertrand. He's one from the old group, right?
I believe so. I've seen footage of him in the therapy room.
Footage? Intriguing. I'll have to take a look at that. But yes, of course he sounds familiar. He's here tonight.
What do you mean,
What?
here? Physically?
Physically? What are you, a ghost hunter?
Yeah.
Of course, in flesh and blood. He's one of the patients being relocated.
This is an incredible development. Where can I see him?
I don't have such details. All I know is that he's in the same cell where he used to be.
102A. Enter Bertrand's cell.
I appreciate the conversation. Goodbye.
So, should we go? Let's go to see Bertrand. I mean, none of them seemed too particularly pleased to see me earlier. Okay, I was gonna say, oh yeah, we can cut across there now, but not that one. Yeah, we've done this walk so many times. Now it's a case of 103A, 102A. According to my findings, this was Bertrand's cell. Do we have to talk to Bruno, do you think? Kind of wish I hadn't given these keys back to Bruno, but I've got to try and ask for them back off him. Or maybe not, he's not here. I wonder if he's added to his journal. He has. So flipping Mozart. Mozart here next to me somehow broke out of his cell and ran upstairs. He spent a fair amount of time trashing the cafeteria. However, this random guy, yep, that's how bizarre this place is, helped me to calm him down. Whatever I'll take it. At least he can get some rest before the next rounds. 10:30 PM. Ugh, the pound is more than I can take now. Feels like it's my own head hitting that door. Screw it, I'll give him the music box. Again. Keys. Boom. Bruno was nowhere to be seen, and I needed access to more places, so I took his keys with me. And I wasn't proud of it. Despite all the clutter in the room, there was nothing inside the cabinets. So yes, the music box has gone. Does that mean... Can't remember who was banging her head. Was it that one actually, just here? I guess it was time to move on and leave this door alone. Okay. Actually, is it that guy he got back in the cell before? He's just staring at me. We don't have a key. The madman was furious, also more vulnerable. I decided that I wouldn't do much good to calm him down. Do much good to calm down the patient. I wasn't desperate enough to enter that cell without first dealing with the high-risk patient in some way. Would you like a glass slide? Have you seen my crayon? Oh. Okay, we'll leave you be. There's a guy banging his head, so he's got the music box. From memory, it was somewhere on the left hand side as I'm looking at it now. Nope, he's still banging his head. Right, let's head to 102A. Well, 7. It was 107B, wasn't it, for the pregnant lady who would surely have had her child by now. Okay. Yep. Wasn't necessary to paint that. We need the keys now. Hey. I can't believe I just walked straight in here with you. But there I am. Combined with the pitch dark of the night, the protected window made the small cell feel even more oppressive. It was an old empty stand, sad like the rest of the furniture. Yeah, but your mate's been playing chess. Oh. Big lad. Music box and crayon. Okay, so do we need the music box for him? Another vision, but with a clear sense of purpose. This patient Bertrand has seen something of major importance, which he's absent-mindedly attempting to draw on the floor. What? Had I also seen it? The switch was damaged, leaving half the room in the dark. The mattress had a putrid stench to it. Well, it's about time I fix you. What had they done to you, Bertrand? Would you like a crayon? You can carry on drawing. Or you can just steal my crayon. Oh, I can talk to you. Nope, can't talk to you. Read your books. The books were covered in dust, meaning they hadn't been read in a long time. Oh. There were a few clothes piled up on the shelf. They all looked equally drab. Oh, you're not giving us anything else? We don't have any. Oh. Well, we made it to 12 AM. Bertrand's beyond help. He had clearly seen something linked to my visions. And who's the man with him who swallowed that wind-up key for the music box? All these questions and more. All these questions, all these answers and more are going to be found. How do you pronounce this? How do we put this? All these questions and more will be answered, in episode 4. Let's say it that way. Thank you very much for watching so far. If you have watched the first 3 episodes, if you've just watched bits of it, like I say, if you've picked it up and decided, oh, this guy might know what he's doing and this is a bit of a walkthrough, it's definitely not. I'm just wandering backwards and forwards. But I'm enjoying my time here. I hope I will be able to read better next time. That will be a definite plus point for everyone involved. But yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. I like the bit of mystery going on here. Well, big mystery going on here. We don't know quite what's going on. Will you mind? Let me just step down the hall so get away from his... Still hear him. Let's come right out of here and I'll finish up the... That's better. It's quieter. Okay, yeah, so I hope you're enjoying it. Please let me know if you are. I have another game lined up for when this one's finished, I hope. But judging by the fact we've only just got to midnight, I feel that this is going to go on for quite a few episodes. I will try my best to not drag it out like I did with Enigma of Fear. But being a point-and-click adventure game, it's less daunting or taxing for me to have to think. You can think, but I don't also have to fight things at the same time, for instance. So far. God, if they had that in, then the episodes might be coming through a bit later. Anyway, I'm waffling for a change. This video has already gone 40-odd minutes over what I'd normally do. It is definitely nearly bedtime. I have a 5 a.m. wake up. It's not fun. So, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.